Hey guys, I'm Keke,
And I'm Tracey,
and we are Black girls
who watch
K-dramas.
K-dramas. We had a chance to finish an episode of a show that we are currently watching, but it's been a while since we've gotten together to talk about some of the other shows that we've watched. And today we are going to talk about Mr. Queen.
First off, I want to ask, did you miss us? I know you did. But yes, so we'll jump right into it.
Yes.
Mr. Queen is a very unusual show because you have this guy in modern times who is an amazing chef. And
But he's a bit of a jerk.
Absolutely.
Bit of a douche.
Very arrogant. And ultimately, he is being set up for this dinner that he is making for someone very important. And you see how I'm trying not to give too much away.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten to our spoiler section.
Okay. So initially, he is basically kind of caught in this mist of danger.
Yeah.
He is caught in this mist of danger and he is running for his life. Where he essentially jumps into this pool and
more so fell.
And basically about to die. He's almost dying. And in the midst of him almost dying, he sees this woman out of nowhere swimming toward him. And I don't know about you, but I definitely thought on first line that she was there to save him.
I did too. I did think she was, well, I thought she was there to save him, but then I also thought, is this a ghost?
Yeah. But I definitely thought she was there to save him. And try not to give too much away, I'm just going to say that when he awakened, he was definitely in a different, not only a different time zone, but he was in a different body. And it was not his. And he was a woman. Like, how you like those apples?
So Mr. Queen is going to be for you if you like fantasy, if you like things that shift into the Chosen period, if you love a good plot that thicketh.
Because this one definitely.
Yeah. And there's a lot of comedy in it, along with your action-packed, and some betrayal.
Yes.
So if you're interested in those things, I strongly suggest you give this one, Mr. Queen, a try.
Yeah, it is a really good show. The actors did a great job. One of my favorite actresses is Lady in Waiting Choi. I think she was hilarious. And the queen was just giving her so much stress. And
are we getting into spoilers now?
No, I'm trying not to. I'm just saying that,
we can.
She was really stressed out. And, like, you got to look at it from a standpoint of
the time period.
Yes. And this person is not the same person that she used to be. So they are going through a lot of twists and turns. And trying to figure out and just, help the queen out with whatever it is that she's needing, he's needing.
They're needing.
I'm really just trying to stay on this borderline of not giving too much away. Because
it sounds like you're just ready for our spoiler section.
I think I am.
So I think that we have given you what we think about the show. If you were to rate this show, what would you rate it?
Oh, definitely a 10. I would definitely give it a 10. I will say that it had its moments where it was a little slow for me, where I felt like not that it didn't keep my attention, but I didn't feel captivated.
I am going to give it a 9.
Okay.
I was kind of iffy about an 8.5 or a 9, and the reason why I'm going to give it a 9 is because in the end, I kind of felt like there was the episodes they're over an hour long, I think. But it's 20 episodes, and I felt like it was too much of a quick wrap up of how their story ends.
I feel like every time after you give your rating, it makes me want to change mine because, and I also be feeling like, oh, I'm gonna be so generous and give them this 10 because I'm also thinking of like,
generous.
I'm thinking of like different things that happen like toward the end, like the different climax. I guess that's what I'm really thinking about. And I'm like, ooh, that was so great. So I'm gonna give it a 10. But if you would allow me to change my rating, I think I would probably have to give it an 8.5. Just with, like you said, the ending, I was not too happy about. Like, I love
the ending is good, by the way. Like, let's not let that deter you from watching it, because it is a good ending.
It did provide good closure.
It did give you closure.
I just was like, I just wish I had more of from the other part. They did do a good job. And just like she said, there were just moments where I felt like it was a little rushed, and I was just like, I just wish I had a little bit more of this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm gonna stick to my 9 just because of what you mentioned before about certain climax or climactic events that happen within the show. I thought that they were so good, and it was some of them that I had forgotten about, like one of the big ones at the end, actually, that I had forgotten about. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to stick with that 9. I'm not going to give it a 10 just because it's, it didn't break the chart for me, but it's still a good watch. And it probably would be one of the shows that I would consider watching, like, again in the far future, just because it was a good show. It was a good show.
I would definitely be fast forwarding and skipping a couple of episodes, but yeah, it was a really good show.
So I think we could go on ahead and get into our spoilers now. And if you have seen Mr. Queen, keep watching so you could, kind of dive into it with us. And if you have not seen Mr. Queen and you don't want it to be spoiled, I think now is probably a good time for you to kind of, cut us off.
Cut it.
Or fast forward to the end.
Or that.
Yeah, or that.
Take it away, Tracey.
Okay, so here is one of my favorite parts to begin with. When he is waking up in this woman's body and he's just having all these fantasies, because he has not lost his urge to and his desire for women. And so he's having these fantasies and these thoughts, and every thought that he has with women, it's so impure. And the people who he's having these thoughts about, they think it's just so innocent and like, I'm just that close to you, and are thinking that the queen is doting on them, when in actuality he's trying to put in the mood.
Especially when he was like trying to write all of those letters to the concubines.
Girl. And he just can't, like, so Mr. Queen, the queen is responsible for the harem. And so he's literally getting the no touchy king.
No touchy. The no touchy.
He's getting the king his concubines, and he's like loving this concept of grabbing all the concubines so that the king can have a great time with these concubines, and doesn't.
You missed the best part for me, from when he first woke up in her body. It's when he's like, my dragon.
You know what? Let's just go to the things about him in this body. So the things that were so funny about him in this body, him constantly running around, just running around.
And queens don't run.
Queens don't run. Him constantly trying to jump into this lake.
When his body back.
Right. When his menstrual cycle comes.
Oh my gosh. Or the fact that him and the king stayed together but didn't do anything.
No touchy. It's the no touchy.
And he woke up and the king was kind of like insinuating that they had
consummated their wedding, their marriage.
And he's like, oh, so you weak at night. Like, you would just make up lies. Like, this is what you do. Oh, okay. Because then it was just hilarious how he was going around asking everybody, like, how do you know?
Yeah, because he'd never been a woman before. He doesn't know if he should feel differently in his body. And he was drunk, so he doesn't really remember intercourse and consummating his marriage to the king.
Oh, man, if you like really good twist and just an all-around comedic show, this is your jam for sure.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine falling into a pool, thinking that you're about to die, and you actually come into, and you're in somebody else's body? And not only is it not a male's body, but it's a female's body?
Or the reverse.
Oh my, that part. Oh my gosh.
I think if I woke up in a male's body, I'd be like, yes, no periods, no pregnancies.
Right. And you know what? There is a show that I saw, a movie that I saw years ago called Switch. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but in the movie Switch, so if you like Switch and
You'll
you've
like
seen
this
that
movie?
you would
Or
definitely
this
like
show?
this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got our recommendation, 8.5, 9.0.
Mm-hmm.
We think that you should give this a try if you are into those things that we've suggested before. And as always, remember to be kind.
Because you never know when you're going to wake up in a
It's,
different body.
Wow.